Hello, this is Scott McDonald, and welcome to the Perfect Place to Put a Practice podcast. Now, today we're going to talk about, something a little different. I'm referring to something called intangibles in this episode. And I've touched upon this subject before, but I thought it might be worth discussing again because, well, it will affect your happiness and your success when you're choosing a location and trying to set up practice. The issue has arisen recently in a few conversations I've had with a couple of bright young doctors, each sharing with me their concerns and their hopes and their fears about their careers. Now, granted, we started off by going over the demographics and psychographic data regarding a particular location that each was considering. Now, I should tell you that these two were separate clients looking at different parts of the country, but they had some things in common. They shared with me their underlying uncertainty that was keeping them from moving forward with their projects. Well, how do I know if this location will work? What if someone else moves next door as a competitor? I hear that fairly often. Oh, I heard that there might be a big corporate office considering the area. What do I do then? Now, I was recently asked how I knew that the information I was sharing with them was really right. And of course, I hear that from time to time as well. You have done demographics and marketing reports for other people. How were their results? What proof is there that I will succeed? Now, let me answer these concerns as well as I can. I've been doing site analysis and visibility or viability reports for more than 3 decades. Not only do I have experience, but I also have the formal education in market research to back up my recommendations and observations. So I have that going for me. I'm probably not the only guy in the industry with advanced degrees in the topic, and that, well, is certainly no guarantee that I won't be wrong sometimes. You should know that I use 2 of the largest, most prestigious data vendors in the world. And yes, I pay them a great deal of money for that information. But that really isn't the point of this podcast. Now, if you're looking for a sure thing, having a healthcare practice is probably not the best field for you to consider as a career. Now, as I say so often, you're in a people business, and people are fickle, mean-spirited, needy, and sometimes unreliable. But for full disclosure, it was not the conversations with professionals who are nervous about pulling the trigger that got me thinking about the intangibles in the issue of practice success. It actually came down from attitudinal studies published very recently about people who are successful in business. Among those making $1 million or more a year, there's an increasing sense of hopelessness and, in fact, emptiness. They don't see how what they're doing every day benefits anyone, but it does bring them financial reward. Money is no compensation for years of meaningless activity based upon this study's conclusions. Thankfully, healthcare people are a little different. Most of the people listening to this blog already are doctors or students or those who care about doctors and students, and almost every one of you has made sacrifices and enjoyed achievements that the average person simply cannot imagine. You have done well. Unfortunately, these victories, some of which are intangible, appear to add more burdens to your decision-making process. In short, as a group, doctors are worried. That's what they do. They worry. The paralysis by analysis is really hard, and it's real. And it keeps you from enjoying the planning process of moving to a new office or expanding a practice. They just can't seem to get it in gear. So what can I say that will give you the confidence to move forward to buying or starting up a practice? What will give you the confidence to become the practice owner that you really want to be? As a quick aside, I've known myriad practice management companies that promise the sun, the moon, and the stars if you get their 10-step or 40-week program or something like that from a guru of the profession. Now the question is, can they help? I believe that they can. And some of them do, but that's not sufficient to overcome concerns, nor is it a surefire way to success. Training a doctor and putting into practice a robust management system helps, but it's not everything, and there are really two reasons why so many of these doctors fail. Number one, you need good input. If you don't do your homework and consider the competition type and the nature, not just the number of competing doctors, you are taking a risk that is large enough to spoil your plans. Yes, I am aware that there are competing demographic firms that are pleased to give you a database, quote, and tell you all the numbers of the practices in the geographic radius. But they ignore the size, the area of emphasis, and the offerings of these competitors. They completely ignore the distribution of their offices throughout a geographic area, and they don't consider the demographics of those practices relative to the practice that you're setting up. In short, many professionals believe that quality clinical skill is sufficient to make a successful practice. But it isn't, is it? Number two, sometimes the doctor is not a great manager. Their clinical skills may be top-notch, but their communication skills, their administrative abilities to run a business, and their gifts to supervise other people may work against them. I've seen that happen often. Now, worst of all, their attitude. Their attitude may be bad. In my years of advising professionals, I can honestly say that even with a good location, your disposition is going to make a big difference. Your attitude. Can you laugh easily? Are you sympathetic to the people you speak with every day? Do you love your life? Yeah, I know that these are intangible qualities of a person and can't really be taught necessarily. But the fact is, if you like people and enjoy day-to-day activities of your life, your practice can overcome growing competition, a difficult economy, and lots of bumps found on the road with staff, vendors, and patients. It's a simple truth that life is hard and everyone knows it. But if you can be the kind of person who is not chronically negative while still enjoying the process of practice, you'll be a winner. That's a fact. The opposite is true. If you look overstressed all the time and dread coming to the office, no one will want to work for you. No one will want to refer to you. No one will want to be around you at all, right? Now, a positive attitude is what separates the successful from the failures in your profession. Now, let me conclude on this note. Traditionally, I try to get to know my clients personally. We'll grab a snack outside their office. We'll talk about things that are bothering them, not just in the office, and share personal histories. We may not get into the 10 indispensable rules of practice affluence, but, well, we often have the chance to become friends. Now, if you're in a people business, and demographics and practice consultation, by the way, is definitely a people business, and you like people, I'm going to tell you something, doctor, you're going to be successful. What's more, you'll feel successful. What you do is important to your community and to your patients. Success may require you to be brave. More importantly, success will allow you to have meaning in your life and in your career. Now, what can I say and do to help you get off the dime and to start that project, that new office, or expand your services and really win? It's not only this. You're going to lose if you let fear and uncertainty get the better of you. As a professional, you will face risks that those not in business will not know. I want you to have faith in your internal intangibles. I want you to be brave. Take the plunge. Go. If you can do that, yeah, your demographics are going to work out pretty well. So will your practice plans. Give us a call at 833-424-6222 or contact us online at drdemographics.com. And thanks so much for watching. I want you to know how much I appreciate you.